Okay, I think I can start. And I think we have like a few people that joined. So, my name is Khaled Al Mosri. I'm the co-founder of 1990X Digital, a digital marketing agency and communication agency in the Middle East. We started off earlier 2018 in Dubai. We work closely with brands and we're affiliated with brands and agencies and clients from around the GCC and the Middle East. Um, why would 1990X be unique? I can actually get to that very soon, but I just want to introduce myself first. My name is Khaled Al Mosri. I'm 23 years old. I started 1990X 2 years ago when when I was actually studying, when I was finishing my bachelor degree at the American University of Dubai. I started very basic actually, just baby steps when I was first a graphic designer early 2016, and then I started doing a lot of internships and I started working closely with influencers and people on social media to create content and actually building a database of connections and a database of like more or less like a network here in Dubai. And this is where I actually started doing more of like social media stuff and really focusing more on the digital kind of the digital aspect in the media world. I started building my CV basically since I actually joined AUD, and I was working at a few agencies, PR agencies and advertising agencies and social media agencies, also events management and PR and talent management. And this is where I actually got to learn a lot and actually started to kind of build my own experience in the field. People always say you have to start somewhere, and I was actually very lucky to have an opportunity to start here in Dubai, in such a metropolitan city where people can actually start their own businesses and people are actually enabled to start something of their own and actually succeed. I started 1990X when I was 21 years old with Ziad Al Adi, my partner. It was a very small agency, not a top-notch agency at all. We started working closely with people that we know. We started to do our business development from our connections, and we started to actually work on our stuff and work towards our dream, basically, where we wanted to start something that's very small, more or less a boutique agency, where we offer social media and digital marketing services. Ziad is more practical. He's more of the technical side. I'm more of the creative side. He had a strong PR background, and I had a strong creative background, or I'd like to position myself as someone that's creative actually. And by the way, guys, if anyone has any questions, like I'm more than happy to answer your questions. So this is where we actually started to merge the efforts and start something that wasn't really in the region yet. From what I know, we are the youngest digital marketing and communication agency in Dubai. We started in 2018, and now that we have actually outgrown ourselves and we reached the point that we were actually affiliated with big brands and we needed a big team, and from a business perspective it was very hard to manage. And then we merged with another advertising agency called the Awkward Network, where we now are part of a big network, and 1990X has been acquired from this agency, from this holding, and building something bigger on for a better purpose and for a bigger purpose as well. It all comes back to when we actually started to think of the values and the propositions that we wanted to offer to the market and to the world, basically, is to actually give quality and make sure that we are presenting our work in the best way possible, and to make sure that we can actually add something to the media field or add something to the industry that's different. And this is where the young and creative minds come in, and it was very surprising the feedback that we got on the startup, or the feedback that we got on the idea itself at the very early stages, where people were very surprised that there is two young men that actually started something from scratch, and they're still studying, and they can actually balance between their studies and balance between their work life and their universities, and still succeed at both, and yet deliver the Gucci quality that everyone is looking for. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging a lot, but we wanted to make sure that we're offering quality. Part of our value proposition as well was to empower youth, to empower young people, to actually show people that somehow you can start something of your own, and somehow you can be very young and yet succeed, and be very young and yet start something that people can actually be surprised that this is a 22 or a 21-year-old that's actually working on this kind of stuff. And there was a lot of good feedback back then when we started the 1990X. I want to make sure I'm actually giving the full story, especially at the very early stages. I just want to discuss all the aspects and make sure I'm actually talking about the positive side, the positive stuff and the negative stuff, but it's just gonna take so much time. But yeah, everything fell in place for us recently. Right before COVID-19 happened, we actually started working towards building a bigger empire and collaborating with more people, and actually we built something that I would think like it's not really offered in the market yet. And when you find a 22 or 23-year-old starting a young creative communication or digital marketing agency. But yeah, so the sole purpose of this live actually is to discuss the importance of digital marketing and the importance of being on social media and adapting to digital marketing services in general for small businesses and high-end businesses as well. Due to COVID-19, everyone was kind of like cutting back their budgets, and even ourselves, we were kind of very careful and very cautious about where we spend our money and how we work and how we operate during the pandemic. But it's very important to actually raise awareness and set the light on the importance of digital marketing and social media in general, especially for people that kind of underestimate the use of social media, or the benefits for social media. Of course, you can do a lot of research and actually prove yourself wrong and find out that social media or digital marketing can actually help you more, kind of depending on your target, or depending on what actually you're looking for, or what actually you want for your business. And of course, you can go and research and Google like what the importance of social media and this or that. But I just wanted to set the light on a real life example and actually share with you guys some insights about taking small clients and actually big projects and small projects somewhere where people think that they didn't really need social media and they didn't really need digital marketing, but yet they gained a lot out of it. So let's say you're a small business, you're just building something that's very small. What's the easiest way to reach the consumer? What's the easiest way to reach your potential audience and actually set targets and derive sales out of it? People might say offline marketing, people might say PR, and people might say influencer marketing. Like, there are so many digital marketing tools, or so many tools actually you can adapt to reach your goal. But when it comes to digital marketing, it's more of like an umbrella where people can actually start utilizing all these tools, depending on of course, I'm not saying everyone has a marketing background or everyone knows how to run the business, but I'd love to share with you guys a few tips and tricks on what you can adapt to depending on your target and depending on what you're actually looking for and what you actually want to reach. So let's say you're just a small agency that's just starting up. You have to set more or less like a budget for your marketing per year or per quarter. Let's say you have a marketing budget of 10,000 dirhams per quarter, which is around 3,300 per month. Of course, in an agency life, or you want to be affiliated with an agency, or you're looking for a marketing solution agency to handle your work, that's kind of really low budget and under what any agency would charge. But then you would have to do it in-house. I would really recommend people to actually start considering it and doing it in-house and spending this budget in the best way possible. You don't have to have a huge budget to reach your marketing goals. You don't have to have a huge budget to actually reach people and prove your digital presence. But you can spend this budget in a small email marketing campaign, depending on your marketing goals. You can spend this budget on social media and actually develop your social media content and do videos and do photography and do so many different things. You can invest this money on social media platforms, on Facebook ads, and actually promote the content. You can also adapt to influencer marketing and start working with high-end or like micro influencers in the region. Especially here in Dubai, for example, influencer marketing is one of the best digital marketing tools you can adapt to reach your target audience more, or for brand awareness in general. There are so many digital marketing tools, but I wouldn't really say I would love to know more if anyone here that's watching me now that has kind of a business or wants some kind of solid advice about the whole thing. I'd love to share a few tips and tricks just on a real life example. So if someone has any questions or has kind of a creative idea they're launching or something, I'd be more than happy to give creative advice and actually structured advice. I see someone, what advice can you give creatives who struggle in involving their work? It depends on what your business is. I would say if you're someone that has something that's very creative, out of the box, that's very different, you have to think of what's the unique selling point of your brand. Let's say you're doing crazy hats, for example, with like designs and stuff, and that's what you're offering. Then you'd really have to focus on the uniqueness of your brand. Because that's your unique selling point. That's the core of your brand. You can actually take this and structure it in so many ways. Who's your target audience? Who like if you would put a target audience from, let's say, your target audience is from 18 to 25. Then this is your target audience, and this is what you should actually work towards. Really study your target, know your target audience really well. Try also to do some sort of database and questionnaires and surveys and get the raw feedback out of people and get to know what people are actually looking for, and get to know what should you be offering. If you wanna be positioned somewhere where people notice your brand, you have to make sure that your brand is very different on the way it's presented digitally. Because people, if you don't have a shop, how would people actually see the product? If you're talking about quality, if you're talking about the creativity, if you're talking about the designs, the details and stuff, so you have to be making sure that you're taking proper photos of the actual product. You have to make sure that you're actually positioning the product and putting it in the best way possible for people to see it and perceive it and actually approve the product or approve the brand. Because you're always gonna be judged. So you have to make sure that you're just minimizing the negative judgments or minimizing the negative feedback. And this comes down to how you're handling your social media, how you're handling your digital presence. What are you actually doing on social media? Are you just posting? Are you not posting at all? Are you posting frequently? Let's say if you have a restaurant, are you just posting designs? Who said you need designs? You need more of like real life photos that can make people hungry. You need to make sure you're posting at the times that people feel hungry. Like this is called demand space. You have to make sure that you're actually positioning yourself. Because I'm just laughing because I know who's writing the comment. Hannah, thank you. But you have to actually know what people want to see. People want to see real food. People want to see the actual product. You want people to feel hungry. You want some kind of conversion to happen. You want people to find it easy to place an order. You want people to find it easy to actually do some kind of conversion. And social media, especially Facebook and Instagram, gives you this kind of tools that you can adapt to and utilize and make sure you're actually taking it in your own benefit for your business and in your own benefit for whatever purpose, even if it's a personal account, even if you want to be an influencer, if you want to use your personal account to kind of you're an influencer, let's say you're a fashion blogger or so, you have to make sure that you're posting so much content that is actually appealing and is actually different. You have to do a lot of research and compare yourself to others and create some sort of competitors analysis that really educates you and make you have to make sure that you know and you studied your brand well before you start selling into other people. And this is the only risk of social media in general. People can be easily convinced on social media to purchase something, and I think a few of us also might have fell in this place, or like you see something on social media and it's like amazing, and then there's like some sort of like hidden costs, or then you're like, no, I'm not going to place an order online anymore. So it depends on the credibility and how each brand treats their consumer or treats their customer. So definitely customer and consumer satisfaction is super important. You have to make sure that you're offering quality over anything else. You have to make sure that you're not using your social media just to reach people and that's it. You have to kind of create a community. You have to make sure people are engaged, and that's when you start posting trend-driven content. You start posting beneficial quotes and statistics, and people need to follow you for a reason. You have to just give them a reason to follow you. You have to give them a reason to follow the brand and the journey of the brand, and actually trust the brand as well. I'm not really seeing all the comments, but my mom is here as well. I miss her so much. So yeah, I love you. I have my cousin as well, Dr. Ahmed. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to actually share some advice. Is it easy to start studying digital marketing at an old age? It's definitely easy. Like this is the sole purpose of why I'm here right now. Age is nothing. Age is just a number. You can start at any time, even if you're super young and you feel like you're creative and you want to start studying your business and you want to promote your business and market your business, but you don't have the budget to go to an agency, then your only thing is to actually learn and educate yourself. So, and this comes down to my personal story as well. I didn't think of it as like, is it too early to start something? Am I not really someone with a good background in the field? Is it something that people will just think I'm a hypocrite? Like there were so many things I was thinking about that really it was a risk. So you just have to take the risk. It's not really something that you should consider. Is it late or is it early to start something? It's definitely not late. Of course, you should start studying digital marketing. There are so many ideas and so many things you can adapt to and compare yourself to others. And also, there are so many things online you can purchase and start educating yourself more about digital marketing in general, how you can market your business depending on what your business is. Let's say and you want to learn more on marketing in terms of selling the brand more than selling the idea, or selling the idea more than selling the brand. There's steps you have to follow. You have to kind of build like a content strategy. You have to kind of build like a strategy in general where people can actually start following the strategy and following your you have to create for yourself your own strategy. Like this is the only way to do it, and you have to educate yourself how to do that. You can adapt to social media in general on, let's say, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok or so. You have to adapt to email marketing. If you're doing a one-to-one marketing and you want to reach the consumer more, you have to adapt to production. You have to be taking photos of your stuff regularly, of your products and of your services as well. You have to make sure that you're paying and investing some money wisely in social media and on I'm just seeing all the comments again. Okay, on social media and on basically media buying and stuff to reach more audience and reach awareness and start. You just have to educate yourself, and there is a lot out there that you can adapt to, and I can definitely help. I have so many things that I follow myself, more of like a checklist when I start approaching a brief, or when I start working on a big project, or there's a client that's retained with us. So it's like a mix and match, and it's never too late. I educate myself regularly as well, and every single person in the team as well, or in any team, or that's working in any agency or working in any industry, we're all just learning. So there's no right or wrong. You just have to start. You just have to start learning somewhere. And there are so many things on the internet. Like I said, you can actually start researching and download some free stuff to at least get you started. I think Dr. Ahmed just asked something. Um, Small businesses and startups think, do digital marketing is expensive? Is it affordable? What scope of digital services do startups need? Definitely, startups might not have the budget to invest in marketing, because this is kind of the last thing they leave. Like you if you break down your budget, or if you break down your financials, marketing is the last thing you'd consider. And this is what we've actually been seeing. People don't want to invest a lot in marketing. Although if they spend less in the research, or if they spend less on other things like their financials or so on, their financial departments, or on their team, or so on, they can actually invest in hiring an in-house marketeer if they don't have the budget for it. Or they can actually invest in working closely with someone, with a graphic designer, so that you can create some kind of a graphic design content for them. And to answer your question, no, from what we've seen, it's not affordable at all for startups. It's actually expensive, and it's actually something that kind of freaks out the client. But and this comes down to our value proposition as well. And I'm definitely not using this platform to advertise about my company at all. But we try to be as considerable, and especially due to the current situations, we try to not actually make their life harder. We just want to make their life easier. We want to work closely with people and actually help them develop their business, and let them start off somewhere, and give them something that they can actually learn from us. And this comes down to the credibility and how trustworthy is the agency, or the leaders of the agency as well. So even during the COVID-19, we worked a lot with EPN Network as well, which is another platform in Egypt, and we started doing a free consultation for people, for like social media. And this is what I'm doing right now. If someone's watching me right now and they have some kind of idea they want to start, but they don't have the marketing budget for it, consultation is always, you're just learning. It's part of the process. You need someone to consult you, and this is what we all do in life. You just need someone to guide you and consult you. It doesn't have to be someone that's an expert that's going to charge you a few bucks, but you need to make sure that you consult someone. You just don't just start and that's it. Consult someone that has something similar. Do your research, and just make sure if you don't have the budget for it, you can actually develop your personal intel first. You have to make sure that you do your research, and know why you want to market your business first before you do anything else. And to answer your second part of your question, which what scope of digital services do startups need? Startups need to tease and seed the audience. Startups need to actually have a very good identity. They need to make sure that their identity stands out. They have to identify their unique selling points. They have to actually tell people what their unique selling points are. You have to tell people what your services are. You have to make it easy for people to do the conversion rate. You have to make it easy for people to go and place an order, or you have to make it easy for people to reach out to you and ask you questions about your business or your services. So you have to make sure that you're on social media. That's definitely a given. You have to make sure that you're on social media, at least just for presence at the very early stages. You have to have a strong brand identity. You have to develop a strategy with a content calendar, just regular posting, and this is just going to build the momentum and kind of let you fall into it very, very gradually. And one thing that startups really need is research. They need to do research and more like a competitor's analysis, and that's what the digital agencies do as well, and see what other people are doing, and they can adapt to it. So I think this answers your question, Dr. Ahmed. Mm, I think okay. So there's a lot of love from my family, guys. Wallah, yani, thank you so much. What drove you to start 1990X? Um, I'm a very passion driven person. I'm a swimmer. I'm a professional swimmer, so I'm always someone that has a sports background is always very energetic and someone that's kind of has a goal and has to work towards it. My goal when I first came to Dubai is to leave Dubai when I actually achieved something, to make sure I'm here for a reason, and my parents are spending so much money for me to be in this country, and I just have to make the best use out of it. And this is when I started doing a lot of internships, and people knew my name and people knew my work and people trusted me with their work. And then I was like, I need to kind of start something of my own, because I was kind of very needed. Not very, very needed. I don't want to sound too cocky, but I was kind of needed, that people wanted me to work on their projects and really trusted me. So I was like, I need to take this to my benefit somehow. As a marketeer, I knew for a fact I can take this in my advantage. And that's when I started 1990X. And something that really drove me as well was the lack of, I don't want to say it in the wrong way, but the lack of youth involvement in the region, especially in such a field. People always position it that you have to be someone that comes from a very strong background, and you have to be someone that comes from a very heavy marketing background to start something of your own so I can work with you. No, that's not the case. If you have the right mindset, you can actually start something of your own. And if you have the right kind of 360 in your head of what you want to do and how you're going to do it, you definitely need to start something. And I always say this, that 1990X is just the start, and it's been evident to me, and I'm actually very humbled and extremely grateful for what I've reached, that now we've been affiliated with another agency and we've been merged with another bigger entity. So this was the breakthrough that we were actually waiting for. If you want to advise startups on a low-cost marketing approach, what tips can you give them? In-house marketing, hire an in-house marketeer, or invest in purchasing a few e-learning books that can actually educate. You have to educate yourself. Like this is the best way to do it. If you don't have like a budget or so, you either look for a low cost marketing agency or a small startup that can actually offer you what you want in terms of deliverables with a very low price. Which is very rare, so I wouldn't advise you do that, because you wouldn't be really prioritized as a client, and everyone wants to be prioritized. I'm just giving you the very real and raw opinion. For someone that doesn't have much of a budget, I would really advise you to spend some time first before you want to start your business on educating yourself and doing it internally first. You can actually hire someone that's an intern, or hire someone that's actually not going to cost you much, and leverage this kind of opportunity to your own benefit for your business. There are so many interns that want to train and have some sort of background that you can hire and invest in them and really retain them and make sure you educate them as well. This is the beauty of the whole thing. So there isn't many tips you can give to someone that has a low cost marketing budget. Because in the real world, if you want results, you have to invest, to be super honest. If you want real results with real KPIs and targets and over achieve these targets, you have to be investing some sort of money. You have to kind of have a marketing budget for it. So just do it in-house. Hire someone that can actually handle it for you with 3,000-4,000 dirhams a month. Can handle your content calendars, can handle your copywriting, your community management, your moderation, your analytics, your research, and yeah, this would be my personal advice. The market, okay. The market from a business perspective or a market from a marketing perspective, because a client's perspective or from an agency's perspective. From an agency's perspective, of course, this is very evident to all of us that people are not working. Businesses have closed. So definitely businesses don't have the budget to invest, which leads to that the agencies are not working anymore with their clients or with the people that they used to work with. So it's kind of a cycle that affected everyone. So I really think everyone was affected, even small agencies and big agencies. We've all heard on the news and we've all seen real life examples. even every single one of us that was kind of working on something, it had to be on hold for a few months or so, and hopefully, optimistically speaking, everything is gonna pick up again. But we were all affected somehow, and the market definitely is looking for is working towards a digital revolution, and this is why people should actually adapt to digital. Now there are so many tools, even myself doing this live now, because there are so many tools out there. People started adapting to on digital. Like we're all communicating now through social media. We're all communicating now through digital marketing. We're all communicating now through some sort of a cloud up there that's connecting us all. So this is what you really need to utilize. Even me talking about this, the whole thing now is just me connecting with you guys through this Facebook Live. So if you really think about it and break it down in your mind, everyone was affected. There are a lot of challenges, but definitely you never know what's going to happen. But this was definitely a very good lesson for people to invest their money in social media and invest their money in digital marketing. Okay, Rida, I definitely believe in TV ads. I don't believe that TV ads will die soon, for so many reasons, depending on the countries, depending on the region, depending on the audience. I wouldn't really say that I believe that it will die soon. I'm a very big fan of TV ads. I feel like it's one of the best ways to reach your audience, as every single person is watching TV. But now that people are shifting towards digital, there is a very high risk that TV ads, the usage of TV ads, or the consumption of TV ads is going to definitely decrease by numbers. And I think this has been evident the past few years. Just like newspapers haven't been selling out lately the past few years, that social media now is replacing it, and online magazines and all that. So it's kind of a debate. I wouldn't say it will totally die, but I would definitely say that people would rather, and big clients and big firms and people that want to market would definitely use the budget to market their stuff online, not really through TV. Number one, for cost efficiency, and number two, to actually reach the consumer more through digital, because now we're all on our phones anyways. Thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna wait if anyone has more questions. I think I've been here for 35 minutes. I just want to touch base on something else as well, and now the businesses, people that had some sort of idea, or some people that wanted to start something, but they just had to put it on hold due to COVID. This is the perfect time to start taking the time to actually do the research, to work on yourself, to work on your brand, develop your brand more, make sure you're taking the right steps towards reaching the optimum goal, and make sure you're actually working towards your goal. Even if you put the project on hold for 2 or 3 or 4 months, this wouldn't really affect your business, because if you use this time wisely to plan and set a long-term and a short-term plan, you will definitely succeed on the long run. And there is no evidence that you will fail or succeed depending on your business and depending on the industry, but you should definitely expect that your business might not succeed as much as it was supposed to before COVID. Or you can definitely be very optimistic and take the time to develop your marketing strategy and do the proper research. So when you start, you actually start off right with goals, setting benchmarks, and setting long-term and short-term goals that can help you reach your end goal easier. I just want to make sure I'm touching base on everything. You guys ask me. We still have a few more minutes. I definitely want to use this platform as well to thank every single person that helped me out. Being here in Dubai and without my family, and just staying here for my business purposes and to develop my business and to work closely with the team in Egypt was definitely a struggle. And this is actually quite a good advice for people as well. If you're starting a business in Dubai and the labor cost is quite high, or you're starting a business in Egypt but the labor cost is quite high, you should definitely start looking in different countries and working with freelancers and connecting with people, let's say people per hour, that's a website where you can connect with freelance graphic designers and freelance marketeers and people in different art and communication platforms and people with different backgrounds, and you can definitely work closely with these freelancers for whatever services you want, and they're definitely way cheaper than agencies. And I've tried a few as well when we were on the very early stages when we were starting, and now our business model is kind of built that we're kind of leveraging from the whole idea that we're in Dubai and we're working closely with Dubai clients. And for business purposes and for cost efficiency, we are actually our full team is in Egypt. Definitely, it makes our labor costs way lower. And at the same time, we still try to connect with clients in Egypt and work closely with clients in the region as well. So this is just a great advice for people that don't have kind of a high budget or like a low cost marketing plan, and their labor cost is one of the most important things when you're setting a marketing plan or you're investing your money in the right place. I'm not seeing any more questions.
Maybe during the dinner, nice one.
I don't really have much to say, guys. I kind of touched base on everything I wanted to discuss. I can definitely write my email in the comments here. If anyone is interested to send me an email, we can actually touch base on a few things, and I can definitely do a free consultation for anyone from that wants to connect, and yeah, we can take it on from there. And this was a great opportunity. It's definitely my first time to do a live, so don't really judge, but yeah, thank you guys for watching and tuning in, and thank you Dr. Ahmed, and thank you GN Egypt. Definitely, I'm very happy to connect with you guys on this platform and answer all your questions, and I really hope this was helpful. Thank you guys.